I didn't expect her words to hit me like a hammer. Evan, I think I need some space. I froze mid-sip of my coffee. Space? What do you mean? My voice sounded higher than I wanted. Lena avoided my eyes. I need time to think. Things have been stressful. I swallowed hard. Is this about us? Did I? No. No, it's not you. I just need time for myself. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. I wanted to argue, to beg, to say anything that would keep her from walking away emotionally. Lena, we can work through anything. Talk to me. Please. I know, Evan, but I need space. Please trust me on this. I nodded, even though my chest was tightening. Okay, space. My voice cracked. If that's what you need. She kissed my cheek and left the room. The second the door clicked shut, panic hit me. My hands trembled as I gripped my phone. I wanted to call her, text her anything. But I didn't. I didn't want to seem desperate. I walked outside, the morning air sharp in my lungs. I had no plan, no destination, just a desperate need to escape the walls that suddenly felt like they were closing in. My car was the only option. I got in, started the engine, and drove without thinking. The city passed in a blur. I didn't notice the buildings, the people, the traffic. I parked near a small plaza, hoping the noise would drown the thoughts hammering in my skull. I stepped out, trying to shake the panic, trying to imagine she meant what she said. Maybe she really just needed time. Maybe this was my fault somehow. Then I saw her, Lena, smiling, laughing, and holding hands with Eric Hayes. Time stopped. My chest felt hollow, my legs turned to lead. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. Eric, you're ridiculous, she laughed, her hand squeezing his. I blinked. I must be seeing things. I shook my head. No, this can't be. Evan, a voice inside me whispered. My throat tightened. This was real. Every second confirmed it. I watched as they walked, elbows brushing, hands locked. She was laughing, carefree, like I didn't exist. And in that moment, I realized she didn't need space from stress. She needed space from me. I wanted to run to her, to shake her, to scream, "What the hell is this?" But my legs refused. I could only watch. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I didn't answer. I couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to speak to anyone. Not now. Not while my world felt like it was collapsing. I leaned against my car, heart hammering. How long? How long has this been going on? I whispered to the empty air. She caught sight of me then. Her smile faltered for a fraction of a second, but Eric didn't let go of her hand. They kept walking. I felt a cold rage mix with disbelief. I wanted answers, I wanted her to explain, but I knew it wouldn't come. Not today, not in this moment. I clenched my fists until my nails dug into my palms. I wanted to scream. I wanted to beg. I wanted to disappear. Instead, I whispered, "I trusted you. I gave you everything." And suddenly, I realized that maybe giving everything had been a mistake. Maybe trust without protection was my biggest error. I got back into the car. My hand shook on the wheel. My heart felt like it had stopped and started 1,000 times at once. I didn't know what to do next. I didn't even know who she was anymore. All I knew was that my world had just cracked, and I was standing in the middle of the pieces. I walked into the apartment, my hands trembling, my chest tight. Lena was on the couch, scrolling through her phone. She looked up and smiled, like nothing had happened. "Hey," she said softly. I dropped my bag. "Hey, is that all you have to say?" My voice shook. She looked startled. "Evan, what's wrong? What's wrong?" I echoed, my voice rising. "I saw you, Lena. I saw you holding Eric's hand, smiling like I don't even exist." She flinched, but then her face hardened. "Evan, calm down. You're imagining things." Imagining things? My knees nearly buckled. "I watched you. With him. You lied to me." "I didn't lie," she said, her tone eerily calm. "He was just comforting me. I needed support. That's all. Comforting you." I laughed bitterly. "Holding your hand. Laughing together. You call that comforting?" "Wasn't like that," she said, standing. "You always overreact, Evan. You jump to conclusions." "I overreact? I overreact because my wife cheats on me." My voice cracked. She shook her head. "It's not cheating. You don't understand. I'm stressed." And he was there. "You always take everything personally." I ran a hand through my hair. "I take it personally?" Lena, late-night texts, sudden overtime shifts, your phone always locked. I noticed all of it, and now I see why. She turned away, avoiding my gaze. You're twisting things. You're imagining this as betrayal because you can't handle that I have needs outside you. Needs outside me? I stepped closer. Is that what you call holding his hand in public? She crossed her arms. I said he was comforting me. I never said anything else. I felt anger and humiliation mix in my chest. You don't even see it. You're lying to protect yourself, and it's working because I can't even look at you without. I trailed off. You're making this into something it isn't, she said quietly. Making it into something it isn't. I repeated, voice trembling. Lena, do you hear yourself? She looked at me, her expression cold, calculating. I'm telling the truth. I need space. I'm not leaving. Not yet. Just a break. Don't overthink it. A break. I sank onto the edge of the couch. So, I'm supposed to pretend everything's fine? You hold someone else's hand and smile, and I'm supposed to... You'll get used to it. Just trust me, she said, turning back to her phone. I pulled out my phone and dialed Mark Phillips, my best friend since college. My voice was low when he answered. Mark, I don't know what to do. What happened, man? His voice was calm, steady. I saw her with Eric, holding his hand, laughing. I can't, I choked. Evan, don't trust anything she says right now. She's good at twisting things. You know that. I know, I set my chest tight, but I still can't believe it. She said it was just comforting. Man, you're not crazy. You saw it. Don't let her manipulate you. I can't even think straight. My voice broke. Come home, talk to her when you're calm. Don't let her guilt trip you. Okay, I whispered. After I hung up, I went to our bedroom. She followed silently, curling up beside me on the bed. I stared at the ceiling, feeling hollow. Evan, please try to sleep. We'll figure this out, she whispered. I closed my eyes, feeling like a stranger in my own home. Her arm brushed mine, and I flinched, but she didn't notice. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. I wanted to wake up from this nightmare. But instead, I lay there, next to the woman who had broken me, listening to her steady breathing while my chest ached and my mind raced. I kept repeating it to myself. She's lying. She's lying. But deep down, a part of me already knew, and I hated myself for it. The next few days, Lena became colder. I tried to talk to her at breakfast. Morning, I said cautiously. She didn't look up. Morning. I pushed a piece of toast toward her. You want some? I'm not hungry, she muttered. I nodded, swallowing hard. Okay, do you want to talk later? No, she said. Her voice was flat. By night, she claimed she was working late. I sat alone in the apartment, staring at the empty chair across from me. My hands shook as I scrolled through her social media, checking tag photos, comments, anything. Every picture of her smiling with him burned like acid in my chest. Evan, you have to stop torturing yourself, Mark said when I called him. I can't, I whispered. I need to know. Then gather proof, he said sharply. If she's lying, you need to see it clearly. I didn't want proof. I wanted her to come back to me. But Mark was right. I needed to face it. The next day, I went to Lena's office. I told myself I would just get a coffee and leave. You're here early, Sarah said, Eric's assistant. She looked nervous, glancing at me. I just wanted to talk, I said, my voice tight. About? She hesitated. About work? About Lena. I don't know. My hand shook. She gave me a small smile. Maybe you should sit. She gestured to a chair near her desk. I sat, fidgeting, feeling like I was about to step off a cliff. I don't want to lie to you, she said quietly. But there are things happening. Things you wouldn't like. What things? My voice cracked. Sarah looked around nervously, then fumbled with her computer. I shouldn't, but maybe you'll see for yourself. She turned the screen slightly. A message popped up. Eric finally got Lena. She's mine now. Can't believe she chose me over him. My chest stopped. My hands went numb. No, this isn't real, I whispered. Sarah didn't look at me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to see this. You should know. I shook my head, tears burning my eyes. I trusted her. You have to leave, Sarah said softly. I can't help more than this. I stumbled out of her office, my legs barely holding me. The world felt unreal. Cars, buildings, even the sky. I couldn't focus. I could only see her face smiling at him. Her hand in his. Everything I had believed, everything I had hoped for, vanished in one moment. Back at home, I didn't speak. I packed a small bag in silence. Clothes, my phone, nothing more. Each item I folded felt like admitting defeat. Evan, I heard her voice from the bedroom. I didn't answer. I didn't want to. I know you're upset. Please talk to me, she said, stepping into the hallway. I shook my head, my throat tight. I can't. She looked hurt, but I didn't care. Not anymore. I walked out the door, my bag heavy on my shoulder. The apartment behind me felt foreign. Every corner held memories I couldn't face. Evan, wait, she shouted, but I kept moving. I didn't look back. My vision blurred with tears. My chest ached, but I walked on. I had finally realized the truth. Lena didn't fall into an affair. She chose it. She chose him. Over me. I reached my car and sat in silence, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white. The city lights blurred through the tears. Everything felt unreal. I started the engine, but I didn't drive. I just sat there, trying to breathe. My life had broken, and there was no one to fix it. For the first time, I understood the depth of betrayal. And I knew I couldn't go back. Not now, not ever. I finally let the tears fall freely, alone in the quiet night. Mark didn't say much when I arrived at his apartment. He just handed me a key. You'll be okay here, he said. I nodded, my hand shaking. I don't even know if I'm okay. You will, he said, patting my shoulder. But you need someone to talk to. I set up a session. Tomorrow. I swallowed. A therapist? Yes. Dr. Adam Wells. Calm guy. Trust me, he'll help. I didn't want help. I wanted her to show up, to apologize, to beg me to stay. But Mark's words stayed in my head anyway. The first night, I sat on the couch, staring at the ceiling. My hands trembled as I scrolled through my phone, checking Lena's texts. Evan, I miss you. Come home tonight? I threw the phone onto the couch. Go to hell, I muttered. Mark knocked and stepped in. You okay? I don't think so, I said, my voice low. I can't stop thinking about her. About him. About every smile, every touch. It's like poison. Mark sighed. You need to breathe. Nina made dinner. Eat something. Talk tomorrow. Trust me. I barely touched the food, but Nina hovered. You have to eat, honey. You need strength, she said gently, setting a plate in front of me. I don't even know if I have any strength left, I admitted. You do. You'll see, she said, sitting across from me. It's okay to fall apart. Just don't stay there forever. The next morning, Dr. Wells' office smelled faintly of coffee and wood. He smiled as I slumped into the chair. Evan, right? Let's start slow. Tell me what's going on, he said calmly. I can't stop replaying it. Every second. Her hand in his, her smile, the text, everything. I can't think, I can't sleep. I feel empty. And that's normal, he said quietly. Betrayal leaves a wound. You need to talk about it. Let yourself feel. I feel like screaming at the world, I admitted. I want to throw something. I don't know, make someone pay. Anger is natural, he said. But we'll channel it. You're safe here. No one will judge you. I kept talking, letting the darkness pour out. For the first time, someone heard it without twisting it, without saying I was overreacting. Back at Mark's apartment, Nina checked in. You're talking to him? Yes, I said. Feels weirdly okay, but it doesn't stop the ache. I know, she said. It takes time. Just breathe. Time passed, slow and heavy. Lena texted every night. Evan, are you coming home? I miss you. Please, I can't sleep without you. I didn't respond. I deleted each one before reading fully. Then I saw it. A photo online. Lena and Eric at a company party, standing too close, her hand on his arm. She wore the necklace I bought her. I dropped my phone. My chest tightened. The last piece of hope inside me died. Evan. Nina's voice pulled me out of the spiral. I shook my head. It's over. Completely. She didn't need space. She needed him. Nina sat beside me. You can survive this. You will. I don't know how, I whispered. You'll see, she said softly. One day, you'll look back and realize how strong you became. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to cling to anything. The darkness was still there, gnawing at my chest, keeping me awake at night. I paced the apartment, replaying her lies, replaying her betrayal. My hands shook. My stomach ached. Dr. Wells helped me talk through it, and Nina made me eat, and Mark. Mark gave me a place to breathe. Slowly, I started to realize that breathing again was possible. Not forgiveness, not trust, not love, but survival. I didn't want to see Lena. I didn't want to talk to her. Not tonight, not tomorrow, not ever. But the photo haunted me. Her smile, the necklace, his arm around her. Proof that she chose him, that she had always chosen him. And for the first time, I accepted it. The darkness was still there, pulling me under, but I wasn't drowning yet. I wasn't broken beyond repair. Not completely. I just had to survive. Mark and I pulled up in front of the house. I gripped the steering wheel, my stomach tight. You sure you're ready for this? Mark asked. I have to be, I said, voice low. I need to see it for myself. The moment we stepped inside, it hit me. Receipts tucked under books, hotel bookings printed and hidden in drawers, gifts stacked in a corner. All of it screaming the truth. Mark raised an eyebrow. Well, there it is. I shook my head, swallowing hard. I can't believe I ignored it for so long. You didn't want to see it, he said. I walked through the rooms, touching nothing, taking it all in. My chest ached, but clarity burned in its place. I found her in the kitchen, sipping coffee, pretending to read a magazine. Evan, she started, her voice careful. I didn't answer at first. I just looked at her, steady, unflinching. She frowned. What are you doing here? I came to see the truth, I said calmly. And I found it. Her eyes widened. I don't know what you're talking about. I held up a stack of receipts. Hotel stays, gifts, dinners. Don't lie to me, Lena. I've seen enough. She shook her head, backing away. It's not like you think. It doesn't mean anything. I cut in. You're holding on to lies and trying to spin them into something I should forgive. Evan, please. I made a mistake. A mistake. I asked, my voice steady but cold. You call months of betrayal a mistake. She started to cry. Big, heaving sobs. I don't want you to leave. Eric isn't serious about me. I can fix this. Please just don't go. I took a deep breath. No, Lena, that's the problem. You didn't cheat because you loved him. You cheated because you didn't value me. Not once. And I can't fix that. She dropped to her knees, her hands trembling. Evan, I didn't mean to hurt you. Please. I knelt down enough to meet her eyes. I know you didn't care the way you should have. That's the truth I needed. And now I see it clearly. I'm leaving. Her sobs grew louder. I can't. I love you. I stood up, straightened my shoulders. You can't love what you never respected. Goodbye, Lena. Mark followed silently, giving me space. I walked out the front door, bag in hand, the sunlight sharp against my face. I felt the weight of months of pain lift slightly. Days later, I heard that Eric was pulling away. Word had spread that Lena had used him just to feel special, and he wasn't sticking around. Lena tried to call me every night. Texts, voicemails, desperate pleas. Evan, please answer me. I can't live without you. I was wrong. I'll change. I blocked her number. Every notification that would have been her voice went silent. For the first time in months, I felt it, my back straightening, my chest expanding. I could breathe again. I wasn't broken, not completely. Mark clapped me on the shoulder. You okay? I am, I said, voice firm. I'm finally okay. I didn't look back at the house. I didn't need to. Everything I needed to see, to know was behind me. The betrayal, the lies, the heartbreak, they were all hers, not mine. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something I hadn't in months. Power. Not revenge, not satisfaction, just clarity. I didn't have to live under her shadow, her choices, her manipulation. I exhaled long and slow. I could feel myself standing taller, lighter. I whispered to no one, but meant it fully. I'm done being a victim. And I meant it. I was free. I didn't expect the email, but there it was, from Emily Hayes. My chest tightened before I even opened it. Evan, I don't know if you know, but I think you should hear the truth about Eric. Emily. I stared at it for a long moment, then typed back. I don't know why, but yes. Please tell me. Her reply came quickly. He's a serial cheater. I knew of a few before Lena. I didn't know about her until recently. I'm sorry you had to go through this. I leaned back, shaking my head. Of course he's like that. Of course. You're not alone, Evan. If you want to talk, I'm here. I stared at the screen, typing and deleting, then finally wrote, Can we meet? We met at a quiet cafe. She arrived with her hair pulled back, tired eyes, and a coffee in hand. I'm sorry you had to deal with him, she said softly. I'm sorry too, I said. I should have known better. But I thought she cared. Emily shook her head. Eric doesn't care about anyone but himself. Lena, she didn't love him. She just wanted to feel special, like you realize now. I nodded, swallowing hard. Yeah, I know that now. It's weird to see her choice so clearly. Emily sighed. It hurts to see someone you thought was strong fall into the same trap you did. But karma, it works differently for everyone. Later, I heard how Lena's world was collapsing. She was removed from a major project at work after rumors about her and Eric spread. Friends avoided her. Even people she thought she could manipulate ignored her. Can you believe it? I muttered to Mark when he called. What? That karma's finally doing its job? He asked. Yeah, she's alone. And it's somehow satisfying just knowing she's facing consequences. I told you, Evan. You don't have to touch a finger. Life handles some people for you. Meanwhile, my days filled up with better things. Daniel Moore, an old college acquaintance, reached out after I ran into him by chance at a bookstore. Evan, it's been ages, he said, clapping me on the shoulder. Too long, I said, smiling. Something genuine, not forced. Listen, I'm starting a new project at my firm. We could use someone like you. Interested? I hesitated. Yeah, I could use a fresh start. Perfect. I knew you'd say yes, he said. Work became a distraction, but a good one. I threw myself into it, and every day I felt a little lighter. Therapy sessions with Dr. Wells continued, and Nina checked in often, keeping me grounded. You're changing, she said one night as we ate dinner. I can see it. You're stronger, calmer, and alive again. I feel it, I admitted, like I'm finally breathing. Emily and I kept in touch. We shared our frustrations, our heartbreak, and our realization that Eric had hurt more people than either of us could count. Sometimes, she said, the people who hurt us most get caught up in their own chaos. You'll see it. And I did. Word came that Eric was scrambling, facing complaints from multiple employees about inappropriate behavior. Lena was sidelined at her job. Everything they built on lies and selfishness was crumbling, without me lifting a finger. I walked home one evening, sunlight hitting my face, and realized I wasn't angry anymore. Not really. I wasn't seeking revenge. I didn't need to. Karma had its way. I whispered to no one, you get what you deserve. But then I smiled because finally, it wasn't my fight anymore. I was free to focus on me, my growth, my future. Emily waved at me in the cafe one morning. You're doing well, she said. I am, I said. I really am. For the first time in months, the weight of their lies wasn't crushing me. I was standing taller, breathing deeper, living again. I didn't need justice to be mine. Life had delivered perfectly, and I finally felt at peace. The divorce papers were signed. The sound of the pen scratching on the final sheet felt heavier than I expected. Mark handed me a coffee. You okay? I shrugged. I think so. Feels weirdly calm. Calm is good, he said. You survived the storm. I nodded, but didn't speak. I wasn't thinking about calm exactly. I was thinking about her, about Lena, about all the lies and late nights. I was thinking about how none of that mattered anymore. Then the knock came. I knew it would. I opened the door. Lena stood there, her eyes red, mascara streaked down her cheeks. Evan, please. I need to say something. I stayed silent. My chest felt hollow. My hands were steady. I made the worst mistake of my life, she said, voice trembling. I can't live without you. Please, just one more chance. I inhaled slowly, letting her words reach me and settle into the emptiness I'd built over months. Lena, I'm not the same man you walked over. I'm not waiting for someone who doesn't see my worth. Her face crumpled. Evan, please. I can change. I'll do anything. No, I interrupted gently but firmly. I don't want anything from you anymore. Not apologies, not excuses, not your love. I'm choosing myself now. She froze. I could see it the moment she realized I wasn't going to come back. You can't mean that. Evan, please. I do mean it, I said, my voice calm, almost empty. I've waited too long to be someone else's second choice. I've waited too long to feel small in my own life. That ends now. She sank to her knees, tears falling freely. Evan, don't go. Please. I made a mistake. I knelt slightly, but not to console. It's over, Lena. I forgive you, in the sense that I let go. But I'm done with the person you were. And the one I was, that person is gone too. Her sobs filled the quiet hallway. I stepped back, letting her collapse in her despair. My chest tightened for a moment, but it wasn't pain. It was clarity. I closed the door gently and leaned against it. My apartment felt like mine again. My life felt like mine again. Later, I met Emily for coffee. She smiled as I slid into the chair opposite her. You're doing well, she said. I am, I admitted. It feels strange, like the weight has lifted, but I don't know exactly what to do with all this space inside me. That's the beginning, she said. Space is where healing starts. You'll fill it with the right things, not the wrong people. I hope so, I said. I've spent months learning what not to tolerate. Now, I want to learn what I can build for myself. We talked, laughed a little, shared the absurdities of life after betrayal. For the first time in months, I felt light. Not complete, not healed fully, but free enough to breathe again. Mark called later. You ready to celebrate the new job? I think so, I said, smiling. Nina came by with homemade food. You're finally standing on your own again, she said. Daniel arrived last, clapping me on the back. Congrats, man. You deserve every bit of this. Thanks, I said. I'm ready to start over. Honestly, I've been waiting to feel this calm for a long time. Calm, strength, freedom, Nina said. That's your new trio. I laughed quietly. I like that. Better than bitterness, sadness, anger. We ate, joked, talked about plans and work, and for the first time in months, I felt like the world wasn't pressing down on me. Like I had room to grow again. After everyone left, I stepped onto the balcony. The sun was setting, painting the sky in quiet gold and pink. The city hummed below me. I breathed it in. I deserve better, I whispered to myself. And I will never let anyone dim my light again. The wind brushed my face. I could feel the tension of the past months loosening, leaving me taller, stronger. My back straightened. My chest opened. I thought about Lena, about Eric, about everything I survived. It hadn't made me bitter. It had made me cautious, aware, and finally free. I took a slow step forward onto the balcony, letting the warmth of the sun touch my face. For the first time, I wasn't running. I wasn't hiding. I wasn't waiting for someone else to choose me. I was here. I was present. I was alive. And for the first time in what felt like forever, I smiled. Not for anyone. Not to impress. Not for revenge. Not for approval. I smiled because I finally chose myself. The sunset faded, soft and quiet. I whispered again, almost a promise. I will never dim my light for anyone who doesn't see it. I won't let anyone take it away. Ever. And I meant it. For the first time in years, I felt whole. Not in happiness, not in love, but in freedom. And freedom was enough.